Hi there, Becky here from 168 Fitness. So last week I was getting you started with achieving your running goals this springtime and in March because that's what a lot of people want to achieve at this time of year. So I was getting you started if you were a complete beginner. I was giving you that first step for how to get started with your running goals. And if you're a bit more advanced and a bit more experienced, then I was giving you the next step, sort of how to improve your running so that you become more efficient and faster and just fitter and just feeling really good every run. So the next step then for both levels really is to, hopefully you've already done step one as well. If you haven't, go back and watch that video first and get started, or start with that step first for the more advanced runner. And then the next step would be to build on it this week with today's video. So what you would be doing next is just increasing the time of, last week I was saying 30 seconds of running or sprinting if you're a bit more advanced. And then this week I want you to do 45 seconds of running, jogging if you're a beginner, or sprinting if you're a bit more advanced. So 45 seconds and 10 intervals again would be good. So we're just increasing the amount of running that you're doing in the session, or increasing the amount of sprinting that you're doing in the session, the faster running per session. So still try and keep the recovery maybe 30 to 60 seconds in between. So if you're a complete beginner, that will be a walk recovery. And obviously we've got the warm up as well beforehand, so that will be a walk as well. Then you're getting on with your running intervals with the walk recovery in between. But the more advanced runner, perhaps you'll be able to jog that recovery. You can walk it if you want to, but if you're happy jogging it and you feel like you can, and then you're sprinting those 45-second intervals. So you're going to do 10 of those in total. Again, it's going to be somewhere between sort of 20 and 30 minutes this session, with a bit of a cool down, or if you're a bit more advanced, you might want to sort of make it a bit of a longer session. But yeah, that's how you're going to advance it this week, 45 seconds. So we're just increasing the amount of time that you're running for / running fast for. And then we're just going to build on that each week, as I said, giving you the next step each week as we go. Also, just what I want to add is I touched on last week that having a day off in between, that's not essential if you, like personally for me, I've been running for 16 years I think it is now. So over half my life, and I run 6 days a week. So obviously 6 days back to back, 1 day off recovery. That I'm obviously more advanced and I'm used to that. My body's used to it. Everyone is different. Some people like to have a day off in between for physical and mental reasons, so that psychologically you probably look forward to it, enjoy it a bit more because you're not doing it every single day. Some people run just when it suits them with the schedule, and when they can make it work. So some of that, sometimes it might be back to back, but sort of 2 to 3 times a week. The key thing is just getting it done. So if you're just starting out, I think I mentioned last week, sort of 2 to 3 sessions a week would be great, but try and space them out. So maybe having a day or two off in between where you can do active recovery, so like walking or just something different, stretching or some strength and conditioning, or things like we do in our PT sessions, just something different so that you're not putting the stress on the body too much too soon, because that's when you can get injured really. So you would want to build up to doing sort of consecutive days of running, whereas the more advanced person might be able to do a few days back to back, or sort of 1 or 2 back to back and then a day off and then another couple of sessions back to back. So everyone sort of, it will be at different levels, but you'll know yourself. And if you're not sure, feel free to message me and ask my advice on when to plan out your sessions. But generally, sort of, if you did them like Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, that would be absolutely fine. If having a day off in between or something like that would be good for the beginner kind of runner. So have a go with that this week. Aim to do it sort of 2 or 3 times, or whatever you're working towards at the moment. And then for the more advanced runner, you could be doing it sort of a couple of times a week. You don't need to, every session doesn't have to be this kind of speed work, because you don't want to sort of try and do too much that you're not enjoying running for one, but also so that you don't want to be putting too much strain on the body. And yeah, 1 or 2 sessions for the more advanced runner, these speed sessions, that would be absolutely enough to see the benefits over the next few weeks. So give that a go with the 45-second intervals times 10 with the recovery in between, and I'll see you next week for the next step.